Hi everyone, and thanks for being with me. And the reason why I'm looking at my screen now is this is the second attempt at this. The first time I didn't put the start button on to record, and the second one is for some reason my audio dropped out and I was just talking to myself, which is pretty handy, I must confess. But this particular video is about YouTube and my journey through YouTube. Now, I don't know whether this is going to be of help to anybody, but at least I'm going to hopefully give you some ideas as to where I've come from. So I'm going to look at my last couple of attempts to do this as a rehearsal. So this was probably better than the other two attempts. So one of the things I had been looking at was going back and having a look at where I first started. Now, I've got to be clear about things. I haven't got 1 million viewers. I've got 1 million subscribers. I've got 1,290 subscribers, and they, believe me, go up and down. They've stayed at that amount for quite some time now. And I'll talk a little bit more about how I got to monetization in a second, and some of the issues I now have around monetization, in fact. But certainly, I started doing this back in, so the first video I ever put up was in 2010. So now looking at 14 years ago, not quite to the day, but pretty close. November 2010 it was, and it was because I had been working with a young woman as a social worker. So I was a social worker doing therapy, and I worked with this young woman who had had her child removed, and I decided that I believed in her so much that I wanted, in fact, to record her plea to the department to have her child returned to her, and also so that she could have a record of how she felt about the daughter and the removal, so that she could play this back to her daughter later on in life, which hopefully she has done. But in this video, I was hoping that the Chief Executive Officer could have a look at this story and make some decisions about having the child returned to her, because the Chief Executive did not meet up with any of the parents whose children were removed. I felt he was a wee bit removed from this. He was a lovely bloke, but this is a facet of his practice that it was wanting just slightly. So I did this video, I took it to him as well and showed him and said, look, you need to have a look at this young woman, you need to do something about returning her child. That child was placed with a grandparent who was abusive, in fact. So another story for another time. I already told that story many, many times, I think. But what happened was I then did a follow-up video talking about this young woman, Kim, and then following from that in October 2011, preceding that, in October 2011, that must have been the first one actually, because the other one I had listed in November. Nevertheless, I did a series of videos in relation to a launch of a book that my wife had collated. Now, my wife's an academic, she specialises in foster care, but she had this collection of books. We did this launch, and the launch did really, really well. Now, the interesting things about some of this, you can't see the stats there, but the Child Protection Kim Story one got 479 views, which from a first effort wasn't too bad. And then for the Recipes of Survival book, the first part of that got 151. So that wasn't a bad start, I thought. And then as time progressed, I had some other videos that did reasonably well, Equity and Fairness, 179. Then they all just dropped away, and there was 12, 13. So there's nothing happening. And I had bugger all subscriptions at that particular point. Only a handful, 4 or 5, whatever it was. It was very tiny. But what I did notice was that, you probably can't read it here, but since I've been monetized, which is only 2 weeks ago now, it says the video may earn limited or no ad revenue due to content identified as not suitable for most advertisers. So YouTube have decided, in their wisdom, if you could call it that, that any social issue dealing with child protection and domestic violence is something that their advertisers would not like. So I take it up to YouTube and I say, well, you're disadvantaging, not that I expect to get any money from any of this, quite frankly, don't care. But what it does tell me is that if you've got a social issue, that the advertisers or the advertisement stream is going to be limited. Now, there are other ways you could do advertisement stream. If you have 1 million viewers and you have people knocking on your door asking you to do online advertisements for them, then that's fine. I don't have that. It will probably never happen for me. But nevertheless, this is one of the downfalls of their monetisation system, is that they're deciding what advertisers would like, what sort of things they'd like to be on. Now, there's another one I did which was fascinating. I did another one July 19th, 2016. So these must have been, 2016. So what happened was I had a bit of a hiatus between 2011 and 16 because I'd set up a political party called the Child Protection Party, and that consumed all of my time. I did a stack of videos for that on their YouTube channel. So my YouTube channel just nothing happened on it, basically. And then every now and again I'd put something up, as I did here. And I did one on, where is it? I did one on being a non-politician, and for some reason that had limited. It also has a limitation on revenue that I could earn from that. I don't understand that. I've got no idea. Don't think I swore. So whatever. And I do understand that if you're going to swear on YouTube, you're going to be limited in terms of the advertisers. I get all of that, so I'm trying not to swear anymore. And then I did a number of others on my attempts to become a part of I decided I wanted to become a politician to help around issues around child protection and so on. So that was the way it went for quite some time. And then last year, to complete this cycle of distress, last year I retired, and up until then I've been doing a lot of videos whenever I could. And I retired, and I thought, well, okay, let's. What am I going to do to fill up my time? Because I didn't want to become mush. I didn't want to find that I was either playing golf all the time or just watching endlessly videos on TV or computer. That I needed to be doing something that stimulated the old grey matter. And so I decided then I'd get a little bit more involved in YouTube. And as a result, well, sometime before that, I bought some software, Wirecast, who aren't sponsoring this, to help me with regard to the production of these videos. And also, I used DaVinci Resolve as the editing software. Again, they don't sponsor any of this. They're just two softwares that I use. Wirecast, because OBS just became too cumbersome and I couldn't understand it half the time, and Wirecast is much easier to use. So that's what I've done. I've improved my camera, I've improved my lighting, I've improved my computer system. I've done everything in order to make my productions better. You may not notice that, but that's the fact, I can assure you. So about 6 weeks ago, I put out a video which was Trump is a fool. And it was at the time that he was shot, and it was directly after that. And so I did this video, and for whatever reasons I do not understand, I went from 300 subscribers to 1,300 subscribers literally overnight. And the video wound up with some 86,000 views. And bingo, I was monetized. Now, and the day after that, my wife and I went on a road trip for 5 weeks. So I didn't monetize it. I didn't do anything about monetizing. I did that 2 weeks ago when we got back. And in that time, I've earned a whole $10. So I guess I'm telling this story because I think it's helpful to understand that if you want to do something that is about expressing yourself, YouTube's a great way to do it. The problem that I've got is that because I'm older, people don't really want to take all that much notice of what I've got to say. And secondly, if I was younger, I'd have more zest about the type of software that I use, about being creative and all that sort of stuff. Now, I could very well have that creative urge in me. I don't know yet. I love the software DaVinci Resolve, but I don't use it to the fullest extent by any means. I use what I need to use for doing my intro and for doing some editing along the way. But basically, I I don't have the knowledge. And the question for me is, like, as you get older, do you want to acquire that knowledge? Well, I kind of do, but I don't know whether I have the ability to be able to be creative enough with some of the stuff that you can get from DaVinci Resolve or from other areas as well, such as Envato and other organisations. So I'm trying. That's all I can say is I'm trying, but I don't know whether or not I can get there. Do I need to also, the other question is, do I need to earn the money? No, I don't, because, we're okay, my wife and I, at this particular point. Would I like to earn more money? Yeah, I would, because, there are things I'd like to buy that I can't buy. Be nice to have a Winnebago, for example, but I'll never be getting that because I'll never earn enough money for the couple of $100,000 required. But would it be nice to earn extra money on YouTube? Yeah, it would be good. It would be good. Do I hang out for that, and is that vitally important to me? No, it's not. Do I need to get more and more subscribers? Is that important? Yeah, I guess it is if you wish to earn more money. But do I need them? No, I probably don't. So on that note, please remember to subscribe, ring the bell for further notifications, do whatever you need to do. But I'd be interested to know what your experiences of YouTube have been. Now, as I said earlier, I haven't and don't ever intend to have hundreds of thousands of followers. I do this because I kind of like it. I like this opportunity to be able to talk about things that matter to me. Mostly they're politics. In this case, it's YouTube. This has been my experience. I don't know what your experience is like. I don't know the percentage of people that actually get monetized on YouTube. I really should look that up, because I would imagine that it's not all that many. So a lot of people start, they stop. My journey apparently has been going on since 2010, with a lot of hiccups in the middle without any consistency. It's only since June last year I've actually decided to commit myself to this. So let me know what you think in the comment sections below. Remember to subscribe to my channel, ring the bell for further notifications, do all that sort of stuff. And I hope to be able to catch you next time as I talk about something probably it's got a lot to do with Trump, I would imagine. I've got a video in the can ready to go on that. In the meantime, take care, look after yourselves, and more importantly, be safe.